Every stammer and every man in The Big Lebowski was scripted on purpose. A music executive waived $150,000 because he hated the Eagles. Jeff Bridges never picks up a bowling ball once. These are 20 hidden details you completely missed in The Big Lebowski. Number 20. The dude always looks glazed and bloodshot. Most viewers assume makeup. Before every take, actor Jeff Bridges would walk up to directors Joel and Ethan Coen and ask, did the dude burn one on the way over? The Coens usually said yes. Bridges would go to a corner and rub his knuckles hard into both eyes until they turned red. The redness level shifts from scene to scene depending on what the Coens answered. Compare the bowling alley scenes to the Lebowski mansion confrontations. The Mod Studio scene shows redder eyes than the car chase. CBC Radio's 20th anniversary feature, and Ethan Coen confirmed it. Every glazed look was a performance decision, not a makeup call. Bridges was not the only one making unscripted physical choices on set. Number 19. The nihilist diner scene plays as a throwaway comedy beat. Look at the table in front of actor Peter Stormare. He is eating lingonberry pancakes. That is a direct cross-film callback. In Fargo 1996, Stormare's hitman obsessively demanded a Pancake's house but never got there. The Coens quietly gave his next character the meal his last one was denied. The same pattern applies to actor Steve Buscemi, a corpse in Miller's Crossing, fed through a wood chipper in Fargo, and reduced to ashes in a Folgers coffee can in Lebowski. Freeze frame the diner table and the pancakes are clearly visible. Mental Floss confirmed the callback. The diner scene is a Coen brothers joke spanning 3 films. The Coens were not done hiding things in plain sight on set. Number 18. Steve Buscemi's Donnie always shows up in a vintage bowling shirt. It looks like a basic wardrobe. Pause on the chest embroidery in every bowling scene. The name changes each time. Art, Austin, others, never Donnie. It is a silent visual gag reinforcing his invisible overlooked status in the trio. No one on screen ever notices, which is exactly the point. Willamette Week and IMDb trivia confirm the details. In his very last bowling scene, the name on the shirt is still not his own. The Coens built a running erasure joke into the wardrobe and let it play quietly across every alley scene in the film. Every rewatch adds another shirt, another name, another erasure, another hidden punchline waits on a license plate outside the mansion. Number 17. Tara Reid's Bunny Lebowski drives a flashy red convertible. The vanity plate looks decorative. It reads lapin. That is the French word for rabbit, meaning bunny. The Coens embedded a foreign language joke most audiences drive right past. Pause on the rear plate whenever her car is on screen. It appears most clearly during the dude's first encounter with Bunny outside the Lebowski mansion. Viewers who speak French catch it immediately. Everyone else watches a plot detail. The Movie Facts and IMDb trivia both document the pun. The car appears in multiple scenes, and every one of them carries the joke. The Coens are quietly winking at a portion of the audience in a language the rest cannot read. The biggest visual gag hiding in plain sight, however, involves the dude himself. Number 16. The dude is a committed member of a bowling league, and the sport defines the film. He never picks up a ball, not once. Watch every alley scene. He is always in the seat, at the bar, or mid-argument. He never approaches a lane. Even inside the elaborate Gutterball's dream sequence, it is actor Julianne Moore's character who throws the ball. Track who is holding it in that sequence. It is never actor Jeff Bridges. Shortlist and Mental Floss both confirm the detail. The most iconic bowling film in history features a lead character who refuses to bowl, which perfectly mirrors his passive approach to every situation in his life. That same deliberate thinking extended all the way to his actual wardrobe. Number 15. The dude's wardrobe looks effortlessly sloppy. It is Bridges' actual closet. Costume designer Mary Zofris came to his house and they raided it together. In a Larry King interview, Bridges confirmed those jellies were mine. The shoes were mine. The standout piece is a tan raglan tee featuring Japanese ballplayer Kaoru Beto of the Osaka Tigers. In a 2014 Reddit AMA, Bridges confirmed he took it from his brother, actor Beau Bridges. He had worn that shirt in The Fisher King 1991. Spot the tan tee with brown sleeves in the money drop scene. Find it in The Fisher King, and it is identical. BAMF style documents both appearances. The dude's wardrobe is real because it literally is. One costume decision was made entirely without the Coens' knowledge. Number 14. Jesus Quintana's electric purple bowling jumpsuit is one of cinema's most iconic costume moments. The screenplay never specified a color, it said bowling jumpsuit. Costume designer Mary Zofres chose purple and fuchsia on her own. In a 2018 Another Man magazine interview, Zofres explained that Jesus hit his prime in high school and never stopped dressing like it. She convinced the Coens he would have had it custom made by an LA tailor. The hairnet and long painted pinky nail were added by makeup supervisor Gene Black. Actor John Turturro reportedly stuffed birdseed down the pants to create the silhouette. Look closely at the pinky nail when Jesus picks up the ball. The hairnet is visible at normal speed. Another actor was hiding something far bigger from the Coens. Number 13. Maud Lebowski's painting while flying harness sequence looks physically demanding. Actor Julianne Moore was in her first trimester and told no one on production because she wanted to do the harness scene herself. On the Drew Barrymore show, Moore recalled, "I was so nauseous, I could barely move, and that dress was really solid and made from styrofoam." She also revealed she could not look actor Jeff Bridges in the eye without laughing. "I had to look kind of below his face," per Yahoo Entertainment's Roll Recall interview. Watch Moore's eyeline in every scene with Bridges. The avoidance is consistent throughout. The styrofoam Viking costume in the Gutterball sequence was worn by a woman in her first trimester. Another cast member nearly walked away before cameras rolled. Number 12. Buscemi as the perpetually interrupted Donnie feels like a perfect Coen brothers fit. It almost never happened. At a 2018 Today Show reunion, actor Steve Buscemi revealed he nearly refused the part. He felt bad for the character and almost called the Coens to pass. He changed his mind after reaching Donnie's death scene. "I saw how much Walter really loves Donnie," Buscemi said, per Cinema Blend's coverage. The role inverts Buscemi's Fargo character, who never stops talking. In Lebowski, Donnie can never finish a sentence. Watch him open his mouth in every bowling scene and get cut off immediately. His final parking lot scene is the only time he speaks uninterrupted. One prop in the opening scene hides the dude's entire financial reality in a single freeze frame. Number 11. The opening scene shows the dude writing a check for $0.69 while George H.W. Bush's "This Aggression" will not stand speech plays on TV behind him. Freeze frame the check. The date is September 11th, 1991. Bush made that remark on August 5th, 1990, over a year earlier. The dude has been carrying a post-dated check for over a year. In one prop, the Coens established the dude's relationship to time and money without dialogue. The September 11 date is a coincidence. The film was made in 1997. Screen Rant and IMDb Trivia document the details. Freeze frame at the register. The amount and date are both legible. Find the TV in the background of the same shot. The check is a complete character portrait disguised as a grocery transaction. Number 10. Donnie bowls in the background of every alley scene while Walter lectures and the dude frets. He rolls a strike every time, except once. In his final bowling scene, he leaves a pin standing. Moments later, Donnie clutches his arm in the parking lot and suffers a fatal heart attack. The declining accuracy mirrors the film's escalating chaos. Watch Donnie's final bowl in the alley. It is clearly a 9, not a strike. Immediately after, watch him touch his right arm. That is a symptom, not a gesture. Schmoop and the Coen Brothers wiki confirm the details. Donnie's death was telegraphed through his bowling score before a word was spoken. Not every on-screen error was intentional. 2 are freeze-frameable accidents that survived to the final cut. Number 9. The dude clutches his White Russian while being dragged into Lebowski's limousine. Watch the rim of the glass as actor Jeff Bridges is yanked into the car. The production team sealed the glass with plastic wrap to prevent spillage during the physical stunt. The wrap is briefly visible at the moment of the pull. No one caught it in editing. In the close-up just before the yank, the glass rim looks clean. The wrap only appears during the pull itself, catching the light for a frame or two. IMDb Goofs documents the error. The most iconic prop in the film has a production gaffe baked into its most dramatic appearance. A second continuity error in the dude's apartment is even more visible if you know where to look. Number 8. Peter Stormary's nihilists drop a ferret into the dude's bathtub. Watch the 4 candles in the left corner of the tub: yellow, blue, red, and white. Before the attack, yellow and red are unlit. Blue and white are burning. After Jeff Bridges thrashes and 3 candles go out, the next cut shows the opposite. The previously unlit candles are now lit. Pause on the first wide shot of the tub, then pause again after the thrashing. The swap is clear. IMDb Goofs and Movie Mistakes both document the error. Cinematographer Roger Deakins shot this film with meticulous care and still missed a candle continuity error in one of its most replayed scenes. While these were accidents, one famous production hack was completely intentional and saved the production thousands of dollars. Number 7. The ransom drop takes place on what looks like a rustic wooden bridge. It is asphalt. The production crew laid wooden planks directly over the existing surface of the Torrey Road Bridge near Peru, California. No bridge was built. Production designer Rick Heinrichs applied the same approach at Jackie Treehorn's house, the Sheets Goldstein residence designed by architect John Lautner in 1963. According to Focus Features production notes, Heinrichs said they hardly had to do anything to it. Look at the bridge surface during the ransom drop. The plank edges are visible where they do not align with the asphalt beneath. Movie locations confirm the real location. The Coens' resourcefulness extended to dialogue as well. One ad-lib slipped through that technically says the opposite of what it means. Number 6. The dude mutters this line about actor Ben Gazzara's Jackie Treehorn in the Malibu police car, and it sounds like a perfectly crafted Coen punchline. Jeff Bridges ad-libbed it, and it reverses the intended meaning. The correct reading would be treats women like objects. The dude garbles it in the other direction. Joel and Ethan Coen kept it because the backwards logic was more in character. Watch Bridges deliver the line in the police car. The delivery is glazed and slightly confused. TV Tropes, citing production sources, confirms the garbled phrasing was kept as a deliberate choice. His eyes in that scene carry the redness from the pre-take knuckle ritual, linking both details. One more ad-lib survived the cut, but this one required the assistance of a toxic herbicide. Number 5. The dude's confrontation in the Lebowski mansion study plays like scripted Coen brothers dialogue. The Coens wrote every stammer, every pause, every man, almost. According to actor John Goodman in a Rolling Stone interview, Bridges calling the Big Lebowski a human paraquat was one of the only improvised lines to survive the final cut. Paraquat is a toxic herbicide. The insult is specific enough that the Coens kept it. Watch Bridges deliver the line during the dude's second visit to the study. Watch actor David Huddleston barely flinch, making it land harder. Ranker and IMDb trivia confirm the details. In a film where every word was scripted, this is one of 2 lines Bridges produced at the moment. The most consequential unscripted moment involved a $150,000 music negotiation. Number 4. Dead Flowers plays over the end credits and feels like a natural tonal choice. It almost did not exist in the film. Former Rolling Stones manager Alan Klein owned the rights and demanded $150,000 for the license. Music archivist T-Bone Burnett convinced Klein to watch an early cut. When the scene of the dude telling a cab driver he hated the Eagles played, Klein stood up and waived the fee entirely. Bridges later described running into Eagles member Glenn Frey and said his anus tightened a bit per Rolling Stone's soundtrack feature. Watch the cab driver's reaction when the line lands. Then watch Dead Flowers play over the credits knowing it costs nothing. The man who secured that song refused the most standard job title in Hollywood. Number 3. The end titles roll past credits most viewers never read. Pause on the music credit. It reads Music Archivist T-Bone Burnett, not music supervisor. Burnett told interviewers he hated being called a supervisor and would not want anyone thinking of him as management. His method was to inhabit each character's headspace. He placed Captain Beefheart's "Her Eyes Are a Blue Million Miles" for the post-mod scene, and built Bob Dylan's "The Man in Me" into the dude's leitmotif. Billboard and Rolling Stone both covered his approach. Pause on the credits and read the music title. Watch the dude's expression during the Dylan moments. The song returns in the scenes where he feels most at ease. The film's most quoted line almost did not survive the TV broadcast. Number 2. Walter's car-smashing scene contains one of the film's most quoted lines. For the Comedy Central broadcast, it was redubbed via ADR as "This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps." A second replacement, "This is what happens when you feed a stoner scrambled eggs." Reports suggest the Coens wrote the replacements as a deliberate joke. The censored line became so embedded that singer Phoebe Bridgers named her 2017 debut album Stranger in the Alps after it. In the Comedy Central version, actor John Goodman's lip movements do not match the replacement audio. The dub is visible. Slashfilm and IMDb alternate versions document the substitutions. Compare both versions in the same scene. The hardest detail to believe is at the top of the call sheet. Number 1. Actor David Huddleston's imperious wheelchair-bound millionaire feels like a perfectly cast Hollywood veteran. He was the last resort. Actor Robert Duvall turned it down because he disliked the script. Actor Anthony Hopkins declined because he did not want to play an American. Actor Gene Hackman was unavailable. Jack Nicholson was not interested. The Coens' private fantasy was Marlon Brando. They reportedly amused themselves reading the Big Lebowski's lines in Brando impressions. Specifically, strong men also cry. Huddleston was signed 1 month before cameras rolled. Alex Belth's book, The Dudes Abide and Mental Floss, confirmed the casting history. Watch the study scenes. Huddleston carries the weight of a role built with Brando in mind. Pause on the framed photos behind him. The staging was designed for a larger presence. The Big Lebowski flopped on release and is now in the Library of Congress. A wardrobe from a real closet, a bowling score that predicted a death, a bridge faked with planks, a $150,000 deal closed because someone hated the Eagles. Every scene rewards a pause. Which hidden detail surprised you most? And what film should we open next?